You can become unrecognizable in 90 days. I know because I went from hating my $60K per year job to building a multi-million-dollar business, and it started with a personal rebrand. In this video, I'll break down the 8 steps that you can use right now to completely rebuild your life, accomplish your dreams, become unrecognizable. Let's get into it. Step 1 is the reputation audit. This is where most people get stuck. They try to reinvent themselves without ever telling themselves the truth about where they actually are right now. If you cannot be brutally honest with yourself, nothing else in this video matters. So here's what I want you to do. Grab a piece of paper and I want you to make 3 areas on the paper. Column 1 would be what's working in my life right now. Column 2, what sucks? And column 3, what do I want to change in the next 90 days? And when you write it down, I want you to be intentional about not sugarcoating anything. So let me give you an example. Back when I was working as a consultant dietitian, I was driving all over California, bouncing between hospitals. And so I'd spend all of these hours in traffic every single week. Most of these days, I'm eating lunch out of my car. So I'm already stressed, thinking about the next stop that I have for the day. And then by the time I get home, I'm exhausted, drained, and honestly wondering, what am I even doing all this for? So on paper, it looked like I had this really solid career, but what was the truth? In reality, my whole life, I was stuck in traffic and I was exhausted, stressed, and completely unfulfilled. And so that moment of admitting it and saying out loud, this isn't working for me anymore, this isn't the life that I actually want, was that crack that gave me enough energy to actually change it. What happens when you stop lying to yourself is you start to have space for what could actually be. Maybe your body doesn't feel good in the clothes anymore. Maybe your friendships aren't actually supportive. Maybe your income is nowhere near your potential. And so it hurts looking at it, but that pain is the fuel. And when you stop numbing out and distracting yourself and you actually look at what's not working, it gives you the energy to change it. So don't start with a new planner and a big sexy goal. Start by admitting the truth about where you are right now. Write it down, let it sting, and then use that sting as the light for the fire. Step 2 is burn the old costume. Most people think confidence comes after success, that once they finally get the results, they're gonna feel ready to step up. But it doesn't actually work that way. I used to believe this too back when I was working as a dietitian. I had all of the credentials, I had the role, I had the knowledge that said I was the expert in the room, but what people didn't see was what was happening on the inside, which was I didn't feel like the expert in the room. I still saw myself as the person who should stay quiet, do the work, and not rock the boat. And because that's how I saw myself, it's how I showed up in the room. I was small, I was hesitant, I was completely invisible, not because I lacked ability, but because my identity didn't match my potential. And so the turning point really came when I finally decided to stop waiting for proof. I drew a line in the sand that said, I'm the kind of person who can show up prepared, speak with conviction, lead with confidence. And I trust my skills and I act like the results are inevitable. That one decision shifted everything. My energy changed, I carried myself differently, people started responding to me in a whole new way, not because I was smarter overnight, but because I started to own who I already was. When you change your identity, it gives you the energy to do the things that allow you to become it. Step 3 is step into the new shoes. Here's something that nobody tells you about rebranding yourself. You're not gonna feel like the new version of yourself right away. When I was still in that dietitian role, I wanted more, I wanted to build something bigger, but the problem was I didn't feel like that person yet. And so I kept waiting, trying to get ready to become them. Waiting until I had more experience, waiting until I felt confident, waiting until it felt natural. If I'm honest, I would have kept waiting forever. Because this day never comes. You don't suddenly wake up and feel ready. The truth is, you don't become the new you and then act like them. You act like them and then you become the new you. And so at the start, it's gonna feel awkward. You're gonna feel like a fraud. I remember the first time I posted online as an entrepreneur, my hands were shaking and I thought, who am I to say this? But if I hadn't hit publish that day, I wouldn't be talking to you here today. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. And so ask yourself, what would the version of me that I want to become do today? And then actually do it. Even if it feels fake, even if it feels clunky, even if it feels uncomfortable, just do it now. Every rep that you take is a vote for your new identity. And the faster you start acting like that version of you, the faster you become them. Step 4, rebuild your stage. One of the fastest ways to change your life isn't another mindset hack. It's your environment, the space that you actually live in, the systems that you use to run your day. See, when I was working my full-time job, my setup was working against me. My car looked like a storage unit on wheels. My pantry at home was half bare. The meals were all last minute. In fact, my calendar was total chaos. And I kept saying things like, I just don't have time or energy to change. But really, I was stuck in an environment that kept pulling me back into the same old patterns. And so I started really clearing things out. First, the physical stuff. I cleaned out my car, I organized my kitchen, I simplified my closet, and then I moved to all of the digital stuff. I reworked my digital calendar, I cut down on my screen time, I completely tackled my inbox. And so every time I got rid of something, whether it was a pile of receipts in my glove box or a bunch of useless notifications, I felt lighter. Like I was actually creating mental space for the version of me that I wanted to step into. Clement Stone said it perfectly. You are the product of your environment. So choose the environment that will best develop you. So here's my challenge for you. I want you to pick one thing this week to totally reset. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe for you, it's your fridge. Maybe it's your car. Maybe it's that inbox that's haunting you. Whatever it is, I want you to find something that's taking up a lot of mental space and set it up in a new way that actually supports who you're becoming. Because if your environment is built for the old you, it will keep pulling you back into the old you. But if you rebuild it for the new you, this is when the changes actually start to stick. Step 5 is stack the proof. Your brand isn't built on what you say you're going to do. It's built on what people actually watch you do over and over and over again. And see, when I was working at that old job, I looked polished on the outside, but if you looked closer, I wasn't consistent in things that really mattered. I wasn't consistent with my sleep schedule. I said yes to things that were robbing my time because I didn't want to disappoint people. And because of all of this, what I lacked was a consistent routine for personal growth. And when I became an entrepreneur, the same thing showed up, just in different ways. I'd show up in the business for 3 days straight, and then I'd disappear for 2 weeks. I'd tell myself I'm all in and I really want to make this thing work, but then I'd constantly let other things take priority. People don't see you based on what you say you want. They see you based on what they see you consistently do. Why would people trust that this time you're serious about the new you and the goals when the last time you said it, you quit and you weren't consistent? Think about it like this. If your partner was loyal 363 days a year but cheated twice, would you call them consistent and trustworthy? Probably not. Because inconsistency is what breaks trust. And the same thing happens with your brand. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. And that's the whole game. So decide your non-negotiable. So for me, it was post when I said I'd post, show up for clients when I say I'll show up, treat my health like it matters. Your brand is built in the boring moments when it's easy to not show up. The early morning workout when no one's watching, the blog post you publish on time, the promises you keep to yourself. This is where trust is built. And without trust, your rebrand will never stick. Step 6, upgrade your room. When I look back, one of the biggest things that kept me stuck in my old life wasn't the job itself. It was who I was spending time with and how I was spending it. I was surrounded by people who lived for the weekends and complained about their work and weren't really chasing anything bigger. And because that was normal in my circle, my calendar looked just like theirs. It was packed with distractions, waiting for the weekend, filled with other people's priorities. And I was reacting, not creating in my life. And when I moved into entrepreneurship, I realized really quickly if I want to grow, I cannot drag that same circle, that same calendar with me. I have to edit both. And so at first it meant spending more time alone, being the one who left early, the one who skips the Netflix binges because I have a meeting in the morning. It was uncomfortable in the beginning, but it gave me the space to rebuild my time around the version of me I wanted to become. And slowly, I started getting around people who pulled me into a higher version of me. This is entrepreneurs who weren't interested in excuses, friends who were running towards their own goals and weren't threatened by mine. And so every time I upgraded my circle, my standards went up with them. So you may not have those people in your life yet, and that's okay. When I didn't, I got as close as I could to the people that I admired. I studied their content, I read their books, and here's the part most people skip. I would leave comments and send messages to them. And here's the truth, most people don't do that because they think that the people they look up to are completely out of reach. But most people are more approachable than you think. And even if they don't respond right away, you are putting yourself in proximity with them. You're stepping into the same conversations, you're getting close to and in the room with the people that you admire. And so why don't you start with treating this video that way? Leave a comment for somebody, share some encouragement, reach out. That little act of engagement is stepping closer to the circle that you want to be in. So here's the challenge. Look at your calendar and your circle this week and ask, does this reflect the identity that I want 90 days from now? Do these people pull me forward or keep me stuck? And who could I intentionally engage with, even from a distance, that already lives at the standard I want? Because your environment isn't just where you live, it's who you let close enough to shape your standards. Step 7, go unseen. When you decide to rebrand your life, you have to be willing to show up as the new version of yourself before anyone else believes it. I'll never forget when I first started putting myself out there online. I was in my role as a dietitian, but I was stepping into entrepreneurship. And at that point, I had no traction, no proof. And honestly, a lot of people were looking around at me and they did not get it. Some people rolled their eyes, some people talked behind my back, and they assumed that I was just kind of dabbling in this thing that they couldn't really understand. And I remember in the beginning, it was hard because the old me craved the approval of the people in my life. I wanted everyone to understand. But the truth is, if you're serious about rebranding yourself, you have to be okay with being misunderstood. A real rebrand doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't go viral. People won't see you differently after one post or one bold declaration. They'll probably ignore you at first. They might even laugh behind your back. But if you keep showing up in alignment with your new identity, something shifts. And one day, the same people who doubted you will look up and realize, oh, you were not playing around. And so if you're in that messy middle, posting content no one likes, making offers no one buys, doing the work nobody's clapping for, don't quit. That invisibility is part of the process. Your rebrand isn't built on a single announcement. It's built in the silent grind, in the reps, in the consistency that makes you undeniable. Step 8, collect the receipts. One of the smartest things I did when I was rebranding my life was just documenting. Back when I left my job and started building a business, nobody knew who I was yet. I didn't have credibility in the beginning. Most people didn't even understand what I was trying to do. And so honestly, there were plenty of days where I felt embarrassed at how far I had to go. And so instead of hiding from it, I started keeping a record. Sometimes I was journaling, sometimes it was a quick voice memo in my car, sometimes it was a video that I never intended to post, and it wasn't for likes and validation, it was just for me. Robert Louis Stevenson once said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant." That's exactly what documenting is. You are planting seeds for your future self. And so here's what I noticed. First, it built belief that I could literally see myself changing as the weeks stacked up. And second, it gave me proof. Later, when people finally noticed my rebrand, I had all of the receipts. And third, it gave me a story. People don't trust perfection. They trust the person who's been in the trenches and has fallen down a few times and still gets back up and keeps going. And so when I look back at those early notes and the videos, and some of them really make me cringe, they're really also the reason that I trust myself today, because I can see exactly how far I've come and everything I've accomplished. So here's my challenge for you. Start documenting now. Don't wait until you feel ready or impressive. Just grab your journal, open your notes app, record a quick 60-second video just for you. Talk about what you're building, what scares you, and what you're committed to. Because one day, that record will be the most valuable proof of your own rebrand. So here's the deal. Rebranding your life isn't about a new wardrobe or some flashy logo or announcement online. It's about deciding who you want to be and then backing that decision up with consistent action. If you do the things we talked about today, you won't recognize yourself 90 days from now. But it starts with a decision. No one's going to hand you a new reputation. No one's going to clap for you in the beginning. People around you may not even understand at first, and that's okay, because this rebrand is not for them, it's for you. So imagine this, 90 days from today, when you walk into a room and people do a double take and they say, something about you is different. And it's not your outfit or your hair, it's your presence and the way that you carry yourself. That version of you is waiting, and the only thing standing between you and them is whether you're willing to start today, even before you feel ready. This video outlines how you can rebrand yourself, but if you're still feeling like you're ready to get ahead, then watch this video where I show you how to do it. I'll see you over there.